Okay, so Jessie, if you want to do a little intro, go for it, and then we can just start going through questions. And don't be nervous.
I'm so nervous, like I could puke right now. But anyhow, so I live in Texas. I'm married. I have a 9-month-old baby. My husband's a full-time firefighter. So like right now he's gone for the next 48 hours. So I have to man this house by myself, which can be crazy. I love animal rescue. So we have like 4 rescue dogs, and life is just busy. I work full time as a PA. I see clinic patients all day. So life is really, really crazy, and really, really busy. But I don't know. I am very much into health and wellness. Love everything about it. And so when this opportunity really was presented to me, I was like sold. Jumped right in. And here I am today, I guess.
And can you share, Jessie, how you were introduced? I know Candace is on here, but I think she's
yeah. So first of all, when Zaya, and I'm gonna say Zaya found me, because I had been looking for something. I was in another multi-level marketing company that unfortunately had a restructure, and so we got an email one day saying, in 60 days, your income with this company is vanishing, and that. I freaked out, to be quite honest, because although I have an amazing career, I have $200,000 of student loan debt that came just to get that master's degree. Not to mention daycare here is like $295 a week. Like it's insane how much that costs alone. And so, we needed that income. So I was I was looking everywhere for an opportunity. And I just kept normally posting like I normally do on Instagram. I usually share my recipes, my exercises, new mom struggles. And this girl, Candace, reached out to me, and she was basically like, hey, mama, I see you work out like me. I can relate to you. You look like, she was loving on me, and in a very genuine way. So I knew she wasn't just like spamming me with this message. But then she said, I don't know if this would interest you, but here's the Zaya thing I'm doing. If you want more information, I can hook you up. And so, she immediately grabbed my attention. I got more information, and let me tell you, for the next probably solid 48 hours, I immediately told my husband, hey, I think I'm going to do this. I'm going to research first. I will come back to you and let you know what my answer is. And then I just started looking. I looked on reviews. I looked up hashtags. I started following everybody because I wanted to know what the community was like, what the people in this company were like, what the business was like. I had never tried a single product on in my life. But I signed up on May 31st and already had a Facebook group the next day. Literally hustling leggings like they were going out of style.
Okay, awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and start. I love that intro, by the way, and I love how you were connected. I think that's really a cool point. So here's 2 that I'm going to tie together. The first one is from Shauna Oleg from New Holstein, Wisconsin. And she says, I have a request from a few team members to hear how you weave Zaya into your life when working full-time and being a mom. So maybe sharing how you find the pockets of time or how you dedicate what gets your attention in your business when you have the time. This would be amazing if you could share. And then tied in with that, Nikki said, working full-time, I'd like to specifically know your daily routine that led you to growing a team so quickly. I know you had a large network through your meal prep wellness group. Would like to know specifics on how you share the brand. So kind of maybe first part is, how in the hell do you do this when there's so much going on, and how do you leave it in? What does that look like? And then also, how did you kind of, Nikki, tying that in with how did you share it? And specifically, how are you sharing this?
Yeah. So I think first and foremost, having the right mindset going into this is key. Because I could have very easily had the mindset of, oh my gosh, I'm too busy, I can't do this. Or, there's so many different things I could be doing, where instead I was all in, and had the mindset of, all right, let's rock and roll. Let's figure out what we need to do and how to do it. So personally, in terms of my daily operations, I don't know how I figure out what I need to do. I don't have I know in the Zaya Gals, they posted this wheel that's actually really nice, and I'll probably start following that. That makes it very helpful helpful to tackle recruiting one day, to tackle parties one day. Me personally, I don't know. When I first started, I just started telling everybody and their mom what I was doing, and then asked if they'd be interested in joining my VIP group to see what was going on, booking a party if they're interested in free or 50% off items. I just started spreading the word just to get myself out there. And then from there, I would tackle the things that I found most important first. So I have very few pockets in the day. I have one that's at like 5:30 in the morning. I have one at lunch, and then I have my evening. And so what I do at 5:30 in the morning is usually prep my post for that day. I'll start posting in my VIP group. Sometimes I prep it the night before, but usually the night before I'm spent focusing on my other parties that I have going on. So that morning, posting in my group, just staying active, being consistent. So I think that's really, really important to consistently post in your VIP group and sharing different types of content. I share my meal prep plans with them. I share my workouts with them. I share life as a new mom with them, all different things. I'm like getting off on a tangent here. I apologize. But in terms of figuring out what I need to do, I try to do those activities that will drive income. So I know that reaching out and talking to people will drive income, because usually it's going to drive them into my group. It's going to show them my products. I know that focusing a lot of time on my parties is going to drive income. I'm going to be real. In the last 2.5 months, I have not watched an episode of anything on television, just because that's not something that pays me. And so I'm trying to be very, very smart with the few hours a day I have. So, I mean, that's basically what I've been doing. Is this through personal reach outs? Yes. So the first thing I did was just post on my Facebook one day, like, hey guys, I'm thinking about doing this opportunity, because I really didn't know if I was going to say yes. The day Candace reached out to me, I posted, it was this little graphic and it said, be the girl who just decided to go for it or something like that. And I posted that and said, I'm thinking about doing something different. I'm just kind of on the fence, and it kind of built a lot of suspense. Everybody's just like, oh my gosh, you should totally go for it. Like, what is it? Tell us what it is. And so 2 days later, when I decided that I'm just going to jump all into Zaya, I shared a post saying, hey, I am doing this activewear thing. If you're interested in joining my VIP group, please do. I shared the link. I had so many people that were just interested right off the bat. And so every single person that commented on that post, every single person who joined my VIP group, I had their name on a list. And I would slowly just start going through that list. I would start with 3 a day and then 5 a day, and just reach out to them, personally thank them for joining my group. Ask them if they had any help or any questions. Ask them what type of workouts they did. Are they a leggings person? Are they a shorts person? Are they a joggers person? I think by personally reaching out to them, that was one of the biggest things that helped me have a really successful launch. And then from there, it was just like this crazy domino effect where people realized the products were amazing. They wanted to book a party. People are posting in the group selfies in their gear. And so like the more they started sharing content too, the more my sales just kept climbing and climbing and climbing. So I'm going to stop there because I could just keep talking and talking and talking. But I want to make sure I cover some of these other questions. So I don't even know if I answered that question.
No, that's so good. That's so good. And I think 2 things. First, one time I heard you say the phrase power pockets.
Yes.
Can you tell us what you mean by power pocket? And if you had one power pocket or 2 a day of 30 minutes each, what would you do?
So in a power pocket, first and foremost, I would do a reach out. So I'd either, my reach outs now are looking for people to book parties. But before it was, thank you for joining my group. What type of products are you looking at? What type of exercises are you doing? And then sending them some examples. And if, a lot of times they would give me feedback about that's so, I'd send an all-star bra. That's too expensive. Well, here's a bomber. It is supportive. This is what a bomber looks like on me, giving them other options. And that is one thing that helped drive sales. The other thing I do in my power pockets now is focus so much on my parties. So my evening Power Pocket is going live. I go live every single day in a party that I'm at. And so like day one, I'm going to show bras. And sometimes I can cover leggings as well. Day two, I cover joggers, everywhere pants and everywhere zipper joggers. And I show how I style them up or down to wear out to work or to wear to the grocery store. And so, I mean, those are probably the two biggest things that I do. And then lastly, now my Power Pockets have to involve working with my team as well and seeing, reaching out, how are they doing, what I can do to help them. And I think one of the coolest things, Candace helped me become an independent leader. She gave me the tools that I needed, told me where to go, how to find things. And so from that, I learned, like, I don't necessarily need to ask every single question to her because now I know where to look. And so she can focus on building other independent leaders on our team. And so I started doing that very same thing. And so people, I realize, are starting to come to me less about things. And I'm like, hey, I'm still here. Like, I'm here to help you, just checking in now. But it's so cool to see and just watch people grow so much in this business.
I love that. That's such a good point. And you're kind of like, hello.
I know, I'm still here.
Okay, so a question came in that said, how do you track your customer contacts? And that would be a question for me too. At one point I had a very strict regimen on tracking. And then I just started to go with my gut. Like if it felt like I had to follow up with that person, I would just do it. Do you have a system or are you just reaching out? What does it look like?
So at first I had a system. I actually had this Excel spreadsheet and it would say their name. It would say, when I had that first reach out, I would put notes like they're interested in XYZ. They're waiting for this product to restock. So when it restocked, I would go to them immediately and say, hey, this restocked. I know that you wanted to know about this product. I would write the date that I would have my first reach out. And so, I just knew in my past life that people don't just jump the gun and spend a lot of money right away. Like that's atypical to find someone who's going to drop $500 on activewear right away. They want to see it. They want to start, seeing reviews. And so I knew it would involve multiple reach outs to these people, multiple times loving on them. So usually the second time I would say like, see how they're doing, see what they're thinking. Sometimes I would reach out honestly and never bring up Zaya on that second reach out because I just, again, wanted to be genuine. For instance, one of the gals on the team, Lindsay, she's a new mama like me and really just wanted the community because, if you know anything about motherhood, oh my gosh, when my husband's away at work, it's like me and the dogs here when Abigail's sleeping and you just feel so alone and you just need that community and you need something for you. And so Zaya was something for me and she saw from afar like that I was coming out of my shell and figuring out how to balance finding myself again while being a new mom and working full time. And so she, we started talking about that a lot and she was like, I think I'm going to give this Zaya thing a try just on that basis alone. So again, some of my reach outs, I don't even talk about Zaya. A lot of times I do, but sometimes I don't.
That's good. That's genuine. So another question is wondering about your recruits. You've said many of them are friends, acquaintances, wondering what type of marketing got them open to the idea of becoming a rep. Is it Facebook profile posts, becoming a customer first, hosting a party first, direct messages from you, the Discover group, the Instagram story post? When you look at the 11 that you've recruited in 2 months, what would you say has been like your top 2 funnels? If you can answer that. I know it's early and it's happening so fast, so some of this is probably
right.
Decipher.
So okay. It's actually I have like 3 categories. One is people who've tried products who fell in love. Like Amy she's like this crazy pregnant CrossFit mama, always working out, running marathons, doing Ironman. Like she's been through every type of exercise apparel you can be in. Tried the All-Star bra and was like, holy crap, this thing is amazing. Tell me more about this. She got on the Discover Zaya thing that you had done, Leah. And like right then and there, it was just like, okay, I'm doing this. Like I'm going to sign up in a few weeks. So that's, and same with Gabby on my team. She had been through spending all this money on terrible leggings before, tried our light and tights, was absolutely hooked, signed up, is sharing this. Oh my gosh, she loves it so much. So that's probably funnel number one. Funnel number two would be, I think a lot has to do, well, actually 2 and 3. A lot has to do with, you hear about attraction marketing, and, I think having a positive, inspiring Facebook goes a long way. When you're posting negative things or you're posting about politics all day, people are not going to follow you anymore. And that's just the reality of it. And so every day I try to post something that's inspiring, uplifting, some content that makes the entire Facebook world want to see me and want to interact with me. And so by just doing that, a lot of people just started asking me, like, can you, I like the way that you share Zaya. Actually, Megan on the team, that was one thing she loved. She said, I don't feel like you're blasting my newsfeed. I love the way you share Zaya. Can you tell me more? And same was with Jake on the team as well. His wife actually reached out to me about it. So Kelly on the team, I didn't even know her. She heard of Zaya. She'd been looking for activewear, heard of Zaya, started researching on Facebook, found my profile, found my group, and that's when she decided to pick me, just based off of the things I was posting, to make sure we were a compatible match. So I think that goes a long way too.
Okay, that's awesome. So here's a couple more, and these I can break up. But Carmen had a couple of questions. So in addition to what's already been posted, what are your biggest hurdles and how do you overcome them? It seems like anytime I tell people the starter kit fee, they run away because of the cost. Do you run into this? And if so, how do you handle it?
So if someone's freaked out about the price, I tell them, I understand it's a big upfront cost, but this is what we can do. And so I map out different ways. One, I map out the way that we can earn that back quickly. 2, I map out if they were a hostess, applying their hostess credits to that, what that looks like for them to be able to afford that. I don't ever take that as no, like, stop talking to me about it. I take that as, I want more information. I really want to do this, but like, I just need you to show me how I can get this done.
I like that. And I think too, there's so many stories on this team, you guys, where, right, we know if the person sells $1,400 in their first 30 days, it's made up in the first 30 days. So that's something that's super powerful too, is that if that was your story, make sure you share it. Or if you know somebody, or if it isn't your story, you can still reference it. So that is really good. Have you had any in-person events?
I did one. So, the thing about in-person events is they don't need to be a formal invitation. So my very first month in Zaya, unfortunate event, my grandpa passed away. I literally had just gotten all my stuff, had to fly back to Michigan with Abigail. And I was actually wearing my joggers, just hanging out with my family. And my cousins were like, oh my gosh, are those the new joggers that you were talking about? They're just like going through my suitcase, trying on all my stuff. So it was like essentially this pop-up shop. It's so morbid. It's like at the funeral home, whatever. So morbid, but it was what it was. Got our minds off things. And so they started trying on things. And so, again, my family just started going nuts over Zaya. So that was one thing. Like, it doesn't have to be a formal event. You can have a friend come over and just try it on. Megan on the team brought a ton of Zaya to work and had all her friends at the hospital trying on things. So again, it doesn't need to be a formal event. I've done one formal event, I guess. It was called a sip and see, where mamas were drinking mimosas, babies are playing, and we're just trying on athletic wear and living the dream.
That's so good. Okay, what do you do to encourage interaction during your parties? And do you do giveaways?
I do giveaways. So at first, I did giveaways based on the level of the party. And so I'd pick a product to give away. And then I realized that that would kind of turn people off, because they're like, oh, I don't care about a tank. Like, I want X, Y, Z. And so now I do gift card giveaways based off of interactions and a point system. Takes a lot of work. So that's one of my power pockets, is counting points. But I haven't found a good way to like unless my hostess is really interactive, like sometimes some of these parties, it's hard. It is hard to get people to do something unless you're like dangling a gift card in their face. So I do gift card giveaways, and then I also do some giveaways in my group. I've done mystery hostess and given away the hostess credits. I've done, different, with the bra blitz that we had going on. Every one of those people got entered into a drawing. So you could do kind of the same thing with this tank takeover that we're doing. And now I'm doing a weekly giveaway in my group. And so it's just based on interaction in my VIP group. So like if you comment, you get a point. If you do a discover event, you get like 20 points or something. I have it all posted. But if you book a party, you get so many points. And so each week I'm going to do a drawing to give a gift card away as well.
Do you use a party platform that helps you, or are you posting on your own?
I have to use Post My Party because like right now I have 3 parties going on, and it would take me way too much time to schedule those posts on Facebook. And so I just know that financially for me, it makes more sense to pay that $10 a month to do that. And just have that peace of mind. With that being said though, I do make every single party unique. And so I really quickly go through my templates right before bed and adjust some things so it's customized to that party. 1, so I don't go to jail. And 2, just again, so it's a unique event for that person.
Awesome. Okay, so this is the last one on the page, and then let me just double check, and then we can just open it up. So if you guys have questions,
okay,
just like raise your hand or put them in the chat or whatever. If you had one piece of advice, what was it? I think it was one piece of advice to leave everybody with. Yeah, moving forward, if you could only give us one piece of advice, what would it be?
Whew, no pressure. My gosh. One piece of advice I think would be, what am I drinking? A shake? No, I'm drinking coffee, by the way. Drink lots of coffee. There you go. That's my advice. No,
you're
advice. What's that?
It's 9:30 by you, right?
No, it's 8:30. I'm Central Standard Time.
Yeah, I always think you're Eastern. Still though.
Yeah. Oh, girl. I'll drink coffee all night long and be able to go to bed. Anyhow, so piece of advice, I think if you're brand new, my piece of advice would be, don't think you have to know everything to get started. Like just learn on the fly, jump in. Momentum is just going to keep piling and piling and piling. So don't slow down. And then I think another big tip would be, as you approach the end of the month, I use that to just keep driving my business. Like month end is huge for me. And so I use that momentum to push into the next month. And so some people see that like, oh, I hit 1,000, let me like step off the gas. But really you need to slam on that gas and just keep going, because that momentum is just going to help lead into the next month actually.
The magic of month end is so true.
It is crazy is what it is.
It's crazy fun. Okay, so does anybody have any questions right away that they want to ask? Don't be shy, everybody.
I don't even know how to Zoom, so I don't even know like where the questions are going to come.
There's a chat on the side. Otherwise, a lot of times like this group will just be like, hey, I have a question really quick. And we'll like,
okay.
How much would you say consistency plays into it?
Oh my gosh. I do Zaya every single day. Whether it's 5 minutes, whether it's 3 hours, I do something every single day.
Yes. Right. And then it's like, I noticed that about you, and it's smaller chunks. That's something that I've learned through you because I struggle with it. I'll wait a couple days and then I'll be like, I have all this stuff to do, rather than
holy. And I'm the type of person that like, if I let it go, I'm going to get anxious. It's not going to be fun for me anymore. And so like, why am I doing this if I'm stressing about it so much? And so I just break it up into those little power pockets. I just break it up every single day, do a little bit, go on to the next.
Love it. What kind of month end stuff do you do to slam on the gas?
One has to do with, well, now like help. So now that, everyone's trying to hit that 1,000, doing whatever I can in my team's parties to help them hit that 1,000. So like, for instance, I'll go live in some of the groups and share some different products. Sometimes they just want to see a different face or something. I sometimes host different incentives, or different deals in my group, I guess, just to promote things. I am crazy the last week about booking my parties for the next month. Like, I want all my parties booked by that last week of the month, just so that next month rolls around and I'm sitting. That's one of the things I do.
So good. Do you post on your group daily?
Yes, multiple times a day.
Okay.
Every single day. And that's one of the things. So with my consistency, so like Wednesday's Wellness Wednesday, so I'll post a different wellness thing. Tuesdays, I love my tacos, so I'm going to post a taco recipe every Tuesday. Sometimes it's Tip Tuesday, and I'll post a fun fact. But I just consistently post like Flex Friday, just different things. With that, I'll also post if I did a workout, a sweaty selfie in my Zaya, and share what my workout was. I post my meal preps. I post a lot of times myself in different Zaya gear, different outfits, different lays. And the timing of post is very crucial for my parties and for my groups, because I don't have, like, my circle is a lot of working moms. And so if I'm posting throughout the day, they're not going to see it. They're not going to interact. But if I find that morning group, that lunch group, and that afternoon group, then I get a lot more interaction. And the biggest amount of interaction is in the evening. So a lot of my Power Pockets actually responding to them after I do my lives.
That's good. That's so good. Are your reps from reaching out or customers who turned into reps? And I think you touched on that a little bit. It's kind of like half and half, right?
Yeah.
Okay. How do we go about messaging people on social media that show interest? I never know what to say. I hate being salesy and annoying. This is such a good one, Hannah, because so many people feel that way, and it's okay to
Oh my gosh.
We shouldn't feel that way if we feel like if we're coming from a genuine place of service. But let's do this really quick. So we have about 7 minutes left. Jessie, if you wouldn't mind, not to put you on the spot, but what if we role play? Like, let's say I've just been invited to your group, right? Like, I just your VIP group and I haven't purchased anything yet. What would you say to me?
So first and foremost, thank you for reaching out to me. Thank you for joining my party. And then I would just, if I don't really know you, I'm going to ask, like, how did you get invited to my group? Because a lot of times I have friends inviting other people. How'd you get invited into my group?
So what if I say my cousin invited me because there was something where she had to take a couple people, so she invited me to the group.
Oh, and then I would, are you interested in any product? Do any products catch your eye?
Okay, so then I say, yeah, the joggers. I like the joggers, but I'm a little bit unsure about the price.
So are you looking for the joggers to exercise in? Are you looking for a versatile piece that you can dress up or down?
Definitely dress up, mostly down.
Okay, so then I would send ideas and pictures of either myself dressed up or down or other people dressed up or down, just to give you an idea. And say, if this price point is expensive for you, would you be interested in hosting a party and using your hostess rewards to get those joggers either, free or at 50% off?
And okay, so I don't want to be mean and give you objections, but I feel like it's so helpful. So if I would say, I'm not a big person who hosts parties, what would I have to do? Is it easy?
So I actually have this thing that I send people, and it shows just about interaction. And so I'm honest with people, and I say, in a party, all that's required is that you invite your friends and that you interact throughout the party. I will post everything for you. If you like something, then I want to know that you like something. Tell me your honest feedback about that thing. If you have a friend who you think might be interested in that product, please tag them in the post and let them know, I thought of you and I think this would be perfect for you. The more interaction that that's in the group from you, they want to see you as well. So the more interaction that you can give as well, then the more successful your party will be. And I think when I set that, set that as a standard, I think that's what's helped me have multiple $1,000 parties, honestly.
So let's say I decide to book one and my party does $600. So now I have
Yep.
the $65 rewards, the credit.
Yep.
Do you at that point introduce the business opportunity?
Yes. So I actually go live on the last day of every single party, and I share, this is what the hostess earned with their credits. You can join my VIP group. If you are interested in hosting a party, you can do the very same thing that so-and-so did in this group. And then lastly, I say, if you're interested in learning how I honestly get paid to wear leggings, and you're interested in seeing the day in the life of me as a Zaya rep, let me know. I can show you that. And then I'll just honestly walk them through what I do day in and day out, how much time it takes, the money involved. I'll walk them through everything and then invite them to the discovery event. I load that thing up.
Yes, you do. You do load it up. But here's the other thing that I hear you saying, I think, Jessie, is that you're casual in your conversation with somebody, but you're intentional. And I think sometimes that's why people feel that disconnect of being salesy is if I'm casual, like, oh, you don't want to, oh, that's okay, like, don't worry about it, never mind. Versus being intentional and continuing to try to ask the right questions and then feeling like salesy or pushy. But you definitely can be both. I think you can be casual in your conversation and still be intentional because you
Absolutely.
are a business owner. You are a business owner. You're not just here to be everybody's best friend. You're also here to run a business. So there's just a good balance there, and it sounds like you've figured it out.
And I think too, a lot of it has to come back to that mindset. So there's two things that I know about Zaya. I know that prior to Zaya, back in the day, I had horrendous body image issues. Like, would look in the mirror, would hate myself in every single outfit, would pick out everything wrong. And I knew what it felt like to put on the Zaya. I knew what it felt like for my friends who felt that same way that I did to put on Zaya and feel good again. So I knew that, like, this is gold and I needed to share it with everybody. The other thing that I knew was that this business opportunity is amazing. I honestly think the business is our most amazing product. So very honestly, I will share now business up front with people. And if they don't want to do it, okay, well, you can purchase some leggings. But if they do want to do it, then we're running with it, because this has honestly changed my life. Like, the fact that my earnings from last month alone paid an entire student loan payment and paid an entire month of daycare, like, that is powerful.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And you're doing it because you want the best for other people, right? Like,
yes.
This fast start. So good. I'm going to keep going on questions though, so we don't run out of time here. What do you do in your parties and VIP group to get the most interaction? You kind of touched on that. Live videos and giveaways, would you say?
Yes, live videos, giveaways, and then just like different things that I always post something that asks a question. Because if I'm just posting it, or I try to, if I just post an outfit or something, what are they going to say? Okay, I like it. Like, I don't know. You have to ask them something. What do you think of this or that? Yay or nay? Should I get this outfit? Should I not? That sort of thing.
Awesome. I'm interested in knowing how much of your own money you've put into your business since you started with giveaways, gift cards, things like that, if that's not too much of a personal question.
I haven't done the math, but I do know that I would never do something, one, that I was uncomfortable with, and two, that I would be at a loss. That just business-wise makes zero sense. You always have to keep that in mind. And so I would constantly, no matter where I was in the month, do the math very quickly, whatever 28% of whatever my earnings were, because I was always at $1,000 before I ever did a giveaway. I would figure out if that giveaway made sense, was reasonable. I did not do as many giveaways right away as what I do now. But I also don't want everyone thinking that I don't do as many sales as what other people do. I do more giveaways than anything, gift card giveaways that drive more sales, because I don't want people just to think that, oh, I'm just going to wait for the next sale. I've done a few, but now I lean a lot more towards gift cards. I don't know the number though, but I just know that I'm not losing out on money.
Good. I love that. And I do think, I'm saying this cautiously because it depends if you're here to make a couple $100 a month, which is amazing if you are, or if you're here to do this as a full-time income. I think you have to look at understanding that, yes, you paid $395 for this business. You've more than likely made it back if you're still here at this point. Sometimes there is a little bit of investment, right? Like I notice most of the time, like when I'm like, oh, I'm going to do this giveaway. And I'm like, do I really want to do a $25 gift card giveaway? But I know it's going to generate $100 in earnings. So and ask your upline that question. Ask your upline if you're not sure how to do the math on it, if you don't know how to do, if you're uncomfortable with it, ask your upline, because that is something that is hard to learn as a business owner. I mean, most of us haven't owned businesses before this, so that can be a little bit tricky.
Yeah. Probably one of the biggest giveaways that I did was Candace actually taught me this. And so that's how I hit director last night. The first week in July, I did a giveaway that was you spend $100, you get a $10 gift card. You spend $150, you get 20, something along those lines. And so I got nervous because I'm just like forking out all these gift cards, but I told them gift card expires the last day in July. You've got to use that gift card the last day in July. And so I kept a list of who had what gift card, how much was on there. And I went back that very last week of July. And that is how I was able to generate even more revenue, because I was like, you don't want to lose this gift card. Or I call it a promo code. You don't want to lose this promo code that's for $10 or whatever. And so that helped generate a lot more sales too.
I love promo code. Just hit me. I love promo code.
Yeah.
Really good. And now you've also, because they've purchased to get the gift card, now they're using the promo code. Now you have a customer who's been back the second time. And I've talked about this, the lifetime value of a customer, guys. That's genius.
Yep.
What's the best time to do a live that you notice?
Evenings for me.
Okay.
Like just because of my group again.
And like after kids go to bed for you. So like,
yes. So usually like I did it right before I hopped on here. So around like 7:30 is usually when I do my lives in the group.
Awesome. Sarah says, unless you are Leah, love ya. I don't know what that means, or I probably said something stupid. Nikki, have you had somebody in a party who didn't order anything, but yet ended up becoming a hostess?
Yes, actually. And she just had a party and it reached the $200 level. So she was able to take away 3 things. And she did that because she actually messaged me and said, I'm really looking at those joggers. And it's funny that we just role played that, but they were just too expensive for her. And so she was able to walk away with the joggers and 2 bomber bras.
Love that. Love that. Don't discount people that don't order. If they comment, or if they ask a question, follow up with them.
Yep.
Okay. Tracy, how many parties have you had each month the past 3 months or 2.5?
Oh geez. All right. Let me go grab my planner. Show you all this hot mess.
Oh,
like
read
in this
Got it. You got Bennett, who's on this. Sarah joined our group last month, and I was literally driving on the highway, and she sells Norwex, and she had her bumper sticker on the back of the car. And I said to my husband, I'm so the hair like in the bathroom all the time. I literally text her from the highway, and my husband's like, "You're the biggest creep ever." And I texted her, I was like, "Hey, like I see you sell Norwex. I'm in direct sales," and I was like sweating profusely, but here we are.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Okay, so this is my planner. So if you don't have a planner, get one, get organized, get a notebook too, write down all these names. But in July, so I don't have June because I was in the last planner. July, I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. August, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
What were your sales in August?
In August, like going on right now?
Last month. I'm sorry. What were they last
month? Last month, like 7,000 something.
So you can see that a lot of parties equates to a lot of sales. So when you hear that number, don't forget to be like, I don't have 9 parties. Just know that there's a correlation, right?
Yep. And don't ever think that I don't have dud parties, because I've already had 2 dud parties this month. So like, it happens. You just keep going with it, Just keep going.
How many days do your parties last for? What's the span?
Okay, so what I found, and this is just again for my group, I usually do 3 days, and then usually they're like, hey, can you leave the link open for like 2 more days so more people can purchase? But usually I do 3 days of content. Day 1, I do sports bras, leggings. And that's what I go live in. I show the content, I do the live. I show the content, I do the live. That's just what works for me. So day 1, all bras, all leggings. Day 2 is the joggers everywhere, pants everywhere, zipper joggers, and I briefly touch on shorts, mostly shirts.
Awesome. How many days for a party? Okay, so I think that's all of the questions in the chat. Do you guys have anything else that's come up since then? I know that's a lot of information. Okay, so I'll leave you with this. Jessie, I would say when you look at your month, do you ever, although you kind of seem right, like, holy smokes, like this superstar who just decides that she's going to do something and does it. Do you ever start a month and think, like, how am I going to do this? Or where are these parties going to come from? And if you do, what is your mindset around that? And at what point do you just make the decision to say, I'm going to do this? Because that's kind of how you seem, unless you're not reading it right.
So if you don't remember, the first week of August, I was freaking out because I was just like, this month is so slow. Like, what is going on? I was so frustrated, and like, I put my frustration into productivity. And so like that just drives my business. If things aren't going right, I'm going to change things around, do something different, because what I was doing the previous month is not working. So I would just tweak some things, and like, that's when I don't know. I just got crazy. I don't know. Things just started happening, I guess.
Awesome. Well, thank you for your time. Thank you for your knowledge. You guys, obviously we have the team page, or you're part of a team page where this was posted. So if you have more questions or follow up, or you think of something tonight, just post it in the team page, and I'm sure Jessie will be open to answering any of that, or reach out. But congrats on everything that you've done in the last 2.5 months, Jessie. It's really cool.
Thank you.
All right. So I think that's it, you guys. If you, like I said, if you need anything, follow up with me. I can get you in touch with Jessie. I can post it in the group, get you an answer, or go ahead and post on our page or reach out to Jessie.
Thanks.
All right. Bye, guys. Thanks, Jessie.